okay. But I had a dream. I had a dream one night, and I dreamed I was on this road, a one-lane road, with kind of in the country, kind of like in a holler. And I was with a few people. I don't know who they were. I don't remember, but it was a few people. And so we started noticing the sky. And part of the sky began to open. It just began to open. And angels began filling the sky. And then Jesus came out, and he was in the sky, and the sky was full. It was just beautiful, majestic. It was captivating. I know I was sensing and feeling, oh, wow, I can't believe this is real. This is real. It's really happening, and it was exciting. It was thrilling. It was thrilling, and it was exciting, and it was just overwhelming. And then I heard a voice say to me, he's not coming for you. You're not ready. So when I heard that, there was a sense of, just an overwhelming sense of hopelessness, of fear, and regret. Fear. I don't know how to describe this kind of experience, but it was so real and vivid. I never had a dream so like this. It's almost not a dream. It was just so real. And it was an experience. I was experiencing this. And I was shaking and crying in my sleep. And I woke up crying and shaking. I felt like the ceiling was going to fall in. I didn't know what to do. It was the middle of the night. I stayed up a long time just talking with God and praying that he not come till I was ready, to do whatever it took to save me. And I really meant to do whatever he had to do in my life, whatever had to happen, whatever that was. I mean, it really didn't matter. Just whatever it took, just save me. Do whatever it takes to save me. I didn't have the love of spiritual things, or desire to be with God, or be in church, or I didn't have that thing in my heart that wanted that. But I wanted to want to, if that makes sense. I wanted to want to. I wanted to understand, and I wasn't really processing all those things that I'm explaining right now. But over time, it makes more sense. But at the time, I didn't know what to do. I just prayed, do whatever it takes, Lord. Just do whatever it takes to save me. And of course, after that experience, I was obsessed with end-time events and prophecy, whatever I could get to read. I'd read, Revelation. I'd order books and end-time things, and I was really focused. And my question was, how long do I have? How long is it until he comes? How much time do I have? Because in my understanding, all I understood is you just choose the right path. Obviously, do the right thing and follow the rules. What to do and what not to do. We kind of know these things. It's just a matter of, doing that. But I felt like, I guess I could make myself do these things, but I don't know if I can do that for 50 or 60 years, So that was my thinking, how long, how time, I mean, honestly, how long can I wait until, I get it together? I go to church and sit, and, that was my attitude. That's how I felt. And, so, it's always in the back of my mind, how, where are we in prophecy? Where are we at? So, I even started going to church. We started going to church here and there, different denominations, and just checking everything out. I don't know what to do, but I'm just got questions, and I had tried to find the answers to those things. So, over a course of quite a bit of time, searching and, reading what I could, I finally, I started hearing some things in church. People started, talking a little bit about their experience with God, and that, He changed their heart. He changed their heart. He changed their desires. The things they used to like, they didn't like anymore, and the things they like now, they hadn't before, and it just, their heart changed. And I'm like, I was just blown away, to be honest. I never had heard that. I never heard that your heart changes, that he does that. I'm like, he does that? I mean, and I was really upset that, I'm born in America. There's a church in every corner. Every corner, there's a church somewhere. I was almost 30 years old. I didn't know that. I never heard of that. How could I? It just blew my mind. How could I have never heard that? That he changes your heart. He comes in and does something for you that you can't do for yourself. You can't make yourself like something you don't like. You like what you like. You can pretend all day, and you can sit there and you can pretend that you're a good person and you're following the rules, but really you don't really want to. So I had a new quest. How does that happen? How does that happen? How do you make that happen? I can't make that happen. So I had a new quest. I was looking for him. I was looking, how does that happen? So I was reading more about Jesus, about God, about him, anything I could find. I'm trying to understand and grasp. I mean, what do you do? What do you do? How? And over time, after searching with all my heart, I had an encounter. I had an encounter with him one time. One time I had an encounter. It wasn't even in church. It wasn't in church. But I had an encounter. I had a revelation, an understanding, just from reading inspired things about him, reading the Bible and reading his word and reading about who he is and about love. And I just had this overwhelming understanding. It just come over me as an experience, an encounter of how much he loves us and the sacrifice he made, and what lengths he's gone to reach us. And just, I can't explain it, but it was an encounter of an understanding, and it changed. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I realized, there's something I want more than I ever wanted. There's something, I don't care about the things anymore. All of a sudden, I wanted him. I wanted more of God. I wanted to understand more. That was more important and more interesting and more exciting and more thrilling than the things of the world or anything I'd been doing or been a part of. Or all of a sudden, it just lost its interest, just like that. Just an encounter. And that's what people need. That's what people that are broken, that's people that are, deep into drugs, deep into some criminal behavior. They've never met him, and a lot of people, unfortunately, and a lot of people in church have never met him. If you are just trying to get by, trying to be saved, trying to do the right things, and that's good. That's good. We need to try. We need to make efforts. But if it's a burden, if it's, following the rules, there's a difference between religion and relationship. There's a difference of being in church and being in Christ. There's a difference. And if you are focused on, rules and do's and don'ts, and okay, well, I'm going to go to church because, and I got to, feed the poor, and I have to do these things, and I'll be okay. I'll be all right. Okay? You don't know him yet. You don't know him. So I encourage you, if that's you, if you've never had an interest in God and you're scared right now, or if you've been in church for 50 years it's just kind of boring, or it's just kind of, well, it's just something you have to do, I encourage you just to seek after him, to pray to him, to ask him to show you who he is, give you that experience, and don't stop until you find him. And so I just want to share that, as well as